Let's talk about the full-stack developer languages that you should probably know. Obviously the demand for full-stack developing is growing, so you might ask, where do you start? Let's start off with HTML. Now HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and you use it for creating web pages. A web page can contain text, audio, and other elements. Writing it in HTML lets the web browser interpret what the web page should display. Next is JavaScript. So once you've got familiar with simple languages like HTML and CSS, you can move on to a more complicated one, JavaScript. JavaScript is the third most popular language among developers for a reason. It's essential to excellent front-end development. Many popular sites such as YouTube and Facebook rely on JavaScript for creating their fantastic web pages. It is a scripting language which lets you do animation, update the content, and perform many functions. HTML and CSS affect the structure and appearance of the web page, and JavaScript affects its interface. The JavaScript code of the page determines how it interacts with the users. It calculates, manipulates as it validates data. JavaScript also gets regular updates. Recently it just got the ECMA script 19, which was released last year. JavaScript is vital for any full-stack developer because it's unlike the two languages we discussed before. It's quite vast and you can use it for server-side programming too. As a beginner, you can learn JavaScript to learn about data structures and algorithms as well. These concepts are necessary for a novice developer to learn, and they will help you solve programming problems in the future. So now that we've discussed front-end languages, let's consider a back-end language. There are many full-stack developer languages dedicated to server-side programming. However, Python is the most popular one. It's a versatile language and finds applications in many fields, including machine learning, data science, as well as back-end development. Do you wonder why everyone talks about and prefers Python? It's because it's effortless to learn as a beginner. You can use it to create apps too. The precise syntax of Python is quite similar to the English language, so interpreting the code and learning new things isn't difficult. For back-end web development, you have to get familiar with Django, which is developed in Python. Django is an open source, like Python, and it doesn't require much effort to learn. Some big companies that are built on Django include Spotify and Mozilla. The flexibility and simplicity of Python makes it a preferred choice for many developers and programmers. Next up is Mean. Mean is a stack of web frameworks, which is quite popular among full-stack developers. It contains the following frameworks: MongoDB, Express.js, AngularJS, and Node.js, thus the name Mean. Each framework serves a specific purpose, and by learning them all, you can quickly get started on full-stack development. The best thing you need to do is to learn multiple full-stack programming languages to use the Mean stack. It's entirely based on JavaScript. All the frameworks in the Mean stack use JavaScript. So you can start learning the Mean stack as soon as you learn JavaScript, essentially. Mean has plenty of features that makes it the perfect full-stack developer language. You can use MongoDB for database, you can use Express.js for creating web applications, AngularJS for front-end development, and Node.js for back-end development. They are very powerful tools and will give you the ability to form full-stack development without putting too much effort into. These frameworks enable you to program faster, and Mean is quite popular among companies because of its versatile use and fast deployment. Amazon, Google, and major organizations are still using this technology, so learning Mean will surely give you the edge. There are other programming languages too, such as Java. It was created in 1996 and since then has held the position for one of the best choices for enterprise application development. One reason why it's so popular is that despite its many iterations, Java is consistently stable. Its write once, run everywhere functionality has allowed the code to be initially set up on one machine to run to another. One way to tell that Java is good is that it was Google's choice for creating applications when they first launched their mobile OS. Java comes with automatic memory allocation and garbage collection, features that guarantee accurate CPU memory for different applications. Java's security manager functionality and the exclusion of explicit pointers make it a secure language for building software applications. Let's talk PHP. It's the programming language with an intriguing story behind its creation. It was first created for the purpose of maintaining a personal homepage, but since then has gone to sites around the world. PHP language is predominantly used to make static and dynamic web pages. Organizations like Facebook, Yahoo, and MailChimp are still utilizing this programming language. Some of its advantages are, it's exceptionally easy to use for creating web pages, it has a lot of great frameworks, can be used to debug, has good automating tools, and also there's tremendous community support. C# is the programming language created by Microsoft and has a significant name for itself in the web and game development departments. It's regularly utilised in Unity software, which is perhaps the most famous game engine software used for building 2D and 3D video games. It also plays a tremendous part in building Windows applications and has been utilised for back-end many sites. Some of its benefits are that it's easy to update and scale, it can be used for object-oriented programming languages, it will work on common code bases, it's combined with the .NET library, and it can also be a component for oriented platforming. Next is C++. It's one of the most established, effective, and adaptable programming languages. C++ was developed for object-oriented programming and has rich built-in libraries. It is generally used to make up desktop applications, web and mobile solutions, video games, and embedded systems. Adobe, Microsoft, Google, and many others use C++. Here are some of the major benefits of using it. It's not only got a quicker program execution, but it's got an abundance of libraries and compilers. Rich function library, supports exception handling, and supports function overloading. Created in the early 2000s, Scala was intended to take care of some of the issues that we face in Java. It's known to help object-oriented functional programming, which can be statistically tight. Swift is a programming language created by Apple for making iOS applications. This language is definitely on the rise, as iOS applications are extremely in demand. In spite of that flaw, using Dart language and React Native using JavaScript are also alternatives for iOS development. But Swift is the best choice for iOS development, as it's maintained by Apple itself. The greater part of the applications in the Apple App Store are built for utilising Swift. The Google-supported programming language Kotlin was initially developed by JetBrains. What sets Kotlin apart is that it's completely operable with Java. Moreover, it supports functional programming. This can be used to develop for Android, front-end applications, and server-side applications. Also, as Android is the highest selling mobile operating system, the fact that Kotlin is one of the best languages to keep an eye on in 2022 comes as no surprise. So now it's time to get to the books and start studying these languages. While the ones that we mentioned are great, your choices definitely depend on your own goals. And if you are looking to get into the health tech space, maybe in UX design or web development, then feel free to contact us through our website. You can have a non-obligation chat with one of our consultants.